Ben Gordon used to sleep in a cardboard box on cold nights. No bed, no safety, just a box and a dream. By age 23, he was making millions in the NBA and made history as the first rookie ever to win the Sixth Man of the Year award. It sounds like a movie. A kid with nothing makes it to the top. But this isn't just a feel-good story. It's real, and it's complicated. Because after the crowd stopped cheering, Ben broke down. He battled depression. He was arrested. He thought about ending his life. How does someone rise from the streets to the spotlight, only to nearly lose everything after the final whistle? This is the story of a fighter, a survivor, a man who chased greatness, faced demons, and is still standing. Ben Gordon's journey will break your heart and lift it. Most NBA players grow up with a court nearby. Ben Gordon didn't. He bounced the ball between homeless shelters in London and later in Mount Vernon, New York. His family moved constantly, never staying in one place long enough to call it home. His mother worked multiple jobs just to feed him. That left young Ben alone most days. Finding safety where he could, public parks became his home court. He showed up in beat-up sneakers and left only when the lights shut off. Local coaches started to take notice. They saw a small kid running full-speed drills by himself, repeating the same move dozens of times without rest. One middle school teacher even found him asleep in the school gym because it was warmer, safer, and more stable than wherever he'd been the night before. Most kids don't make it to the NBA. Out of 10,000 high school basketball players, only 3 do. For kids living in poverty, the odds are even worse. Poor nutrition, unsafe neighborhoods, and no access to training? It should have been impossible. But Ben didn't wait for a trainer or a team. He trained himself on cracked courts with broken backboards. Everything changed the day a local coach saw 13-year-old Ben shooting nonstop in an open gym. Most kids would take breaks, but Ben kept going like someone was going to steal the ball from him. That moment opened a door. He got his first chance to play on an organized team. He still had to walk miles to practice and face tougher, older players. But now, for the first time, Ben had structure. He had hope. While other kids had rides and gear, Ben packed extra clothes and figured out bus routes. His only goal? Stay on the court as long as he could. And just when others started to notice his talent, Ben proved he had something even greater: drive. Now the question wasn't if he'd get out, it was how far could he go? Most top high school players build their skills in the offseason with private coaches and elite AAU teams. Ben Gordon took a different path. His routine? Figuring out bus routes just to get to practice, skipping meals so he could afford the ride. While other players wore the newest shoes, Ben laced up whatever he had and hit the court anyway. What he lacked in resources, he made up for in heart. He quickly became the best player in Westchester County, leading Mount Vernon High School to a state championship. He had no highlight tapes, no big-name sponsors, but he had grit. And when he finally got noticed during a summer showcase, he made it count. College scouts saw something they couldn't teach: hunger. UConn took a chance. They saw more than stats, they saw a warrior. Ben was about to step into the biggest chapter of his life, and this time, he'd have a real team, real resources, and something to prove. When Ben Gordon arrived at UConn in 2001, it was like entering another world. Gone were the crack courts and long bus rides. Now, he had top-level gyms, trainers, and support. But that didn't mean things got easier. Ben struggled at first. He forced shots, made defensive mistakes, and had to adjust to a team system. Off the court, college felt like another planet. Still, his work ethic stood out. He showed up early, stayed late, and never stopped improving. By his second year, he was averaging nearly 20 points a game. Then came March Madness. In 2004, the NCAA tournament, Ben exploded, scoring 36 points in the Elite Eight and helping UConn win the national championship. He made clutch shots, played with confidence, and proved he could shine under pressure. By the end of his junior year, Ben had broken school records and passed names like Ray Allen on the three-point list. The kid who once trained alone on broken courts was now a college champion, and the NBA was calling. Ben Gordon declared for the 2004 NBA draft with momentum on his side. Some scouts doubted if his 6'2" frame could handle the NBA, but his workout silenced them. His quick first step, deep shooting range, and mental toughness turned heads. The Chicago Bulls held the third overall pick, and they took a chance on him. It was the same pick they used for Michael Jordan 20 years earlier. Now, Ben Gordon was the highest British-born player ever drafted. But Chicago had a plan: bring him off the bench. Most lottery picks start right away, but the Bulls wanted Ben to lead their second unit. At first, he struggled. Through his first 20 games, he'd shot just 38%. But Ben didn't back down. He watched film, came in early, and worked on his shot until it clicked.
He's all just totally physically fit.
Mid-season, he caught fire. He dropped 20-plus points in 5 straight games and became the go-to scorer in crunch time.
Sliding inside, he goes by Davis.
He hit big shots, played every game, and led the Bulls back to the playoffs after a terrible start. By the end of the season, he was averaging over 15 points in just 24 minutes. He made history as the first rookie to ever win the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year. From third pick to team leader, Gordon proved he could shine on the biggest stage, and he was just getting started. Ben Gordon played 11 seasons in the NBA. He made millions, helped his family, ran youth camps, and started a foundation to support kids facing homelessness, just like he once did. He gave back. He stayed connected. On the outside, it looked like a success story. But inside, the game that once saved him, the thing that gave his life structure, purpose, and escape, was gone. After retirement, there were no more practices, no more film sessions, no more cheering crowds, and that silence got loud. Ben later admitted he had no idea how bad things were until basketball was over. The pain from his childhood, the nights in shelters, the loneliness had never really gone away. Basketball kept it at bay. Without it, everything came rushing in. He battled depression, had public breakdowns, and was arrested multiple times. In one moment, he threatened people with a knife. In another, he wrote about wanting to end his life. But through it all, Ben kept trying to find help, to heal, to speak out. His story isn't just about a kid who made it to the NBA. It's about what happens when the game ends and you're left with everything you tried to outrun. Ben Gordon's legacy isn't just points or trophies. It's about facing your pain and fighting to come back again and again. Ben Gordon's story is more than a basketball journey. It's a lesson in what can happen when drive and pain collide. As a kid, that fire pushed him through hunger, fear, and cold nights in a cardboard box. It pushed him past every obstacle to reach the NBA. That same fire made him a champion, a record breaker, and a role model. But when the game was over, that push didn't stop. It just had nowhere left to go. The sport that kept him grounded, focused, and moving forward was gone. And without it, the pain from his past rose up. The same intensity that made him great on the court began to turn inward. Ben's story shows us that greatness isn't just about how high you climb. It's also about what you face when the climb ends. We can learn from his fight, his flaws, and his honesty. We could build better support for those who give everything to the game and are left with nothing when it ends. Somewhere out there, another kid is sleeping on a floor, chasing a dream. Let's not just cheer when they rise. Let's be there if they fall.